Hey everyone, it's Brendan here, and today I want to explain the real reason why the crypto market is crashing right now. So over the last 24 to 48 hours, we've seen a couple of fundamental news events that have pretty majorly impacted the markets. Now I say fundamentally because what's happening technically on the candle chart in front of me has a lot less to do with this crash than the fundamentals. So today what I want to do is go through the real reason why crypto is crashing and talk about all of these different events that have impacted the crypto market and what could likely be the result in the coming days or even in the coming weeks. So if that interests you at all, make sure you stick around for the entire length of this video, as there will be important information discussed the entire way through. Now I just wanted to visualize this first. That's why I have this candle chart in front of me. And so what we can see is that really ever since we hit that $25,000 mark, it's been a rough downturn. Now again, the bulk of what's caused this major crash, especially recently over here, does not really have anything to do with what's happening in the chart. In fact, if we go over to the news, there are headlines everywhere saying that this 2023 rally has completely reversed and now everything is going back to the downside. So let's talk about the three catalysts that have caused this. Number one, the New York Attorney General is suing KuCoin and claiming that Ethereum is a security. This freaked a lot of people out, not necessarily because KuCoin, I would say that they are a semi-major exchange. They're certainly not a Binance or a Coinbase, but they are just a tier below those guys. So they are a semi-major player in the space. But the bigger issue is that a lot of people were freaking out when the claim of Ethereum being a security kind of hit the mainstream news. And so this kind of just, again, it scared a lot of people. Now, the bigger events, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking bigger than Ethereum being a security, what in the world? Well, we had the Silvergate collapse. This was pretty much one of the largest, most crypto-friendly banks that is out there. And so with them collapsing, it forced a lot of big players like Coinbase and a lot of these other ones, Galaxy Digital, etc. We made a whole separate video on that last week. So if you want to check that out, go to last week's video, and we have a whole video on what happened with Silvergate. But with Silvergate collapsing, it wasn't generally a good thing for the crypto market. Now what we're seeing is that it's really, again, just not only crypto being affected. Silicon Valley Bank drops another 60% and is halted as pressure is mounting in the banking sector. So Silicon Valley Bank is I would say it's a pillar of the tech industry as we have known it. So if we're looking at the tech industry as a whole, pretty much the economy as a whole, because this is where a lot of like funding and venture capital and just a lot of stuff that was, I would say, driving the creativity and money and like upwards movements that we had in the past couple of years. Again, Silicon Valley Bank played a big part in driving this, especially when it came to tech. And so now what we're seeing is that everything is being hit, especially the whole area of tech. So as all of this is happening, everything really is crashing. You look at a banking stock and they're getting annihilated. You look at crypto, you look at just about anything right now, everything is taking a hit. So when we're looking at the real reason why crypto is crashing, we have the Silvergate news, and then we have the Silicon Valley Bank news, and then we have potentially Ethereum being a security and KuCoin getting sued and all these other things that are happening out there. And now things are starting to fall. So when we're looking at the real reason behind this crash, again, it is pretty news driven. It seems to be that people are just scared and maybe the economy is not nearly as healthy or good as people want it to be. So people want to be a little bit less risk averse. And as a result, this is one of the things. I think it also comes after the Fed being increasingly more hawkish, which just has people a little bit more nervous and scared as well. So in the coming, I guess, weeks or days or, maybe even months, people are kind of just speculating that, hey, maybe we aren't as strong as we thought we were, and maybe this recovery won't happen as fast as we thought it would. I certainly hope it does. Again, I think that what's happening is definitely not a good thing, but oftentimes things can be made to look worse than they actually are. And that's typically the way that the news is going to present it to us. Again, they have to run a business. They need to get clicks. So things are not going to sound mild. Otherwise, less people would click on their stuff. So it's kind of the similar taste with YouTube videos. You can't just make a video being like, crypto news for you or something like that. Like, it has to have a good title. It has to be just a slight bit clickbait so that you can get people onto the video in the first place. So as we drop over here, I really want to draw everyone's attention to the 200-day moving average, because this was one of those big prior resistance points for Bitcoin. Well, we saw it reject multiple times over here. And actually, after we broke above it, one of the cool things is that we haven't really retested it. And we're doing it for the first time right now since we broke above it back in the middle of January. So as we retest this, we really want to see the 200-day moving average be used as a support level. So that's going to be a really big key thing to watch out for from a technical perspective. But as we move into these coming weeks, again, we need to just see whether or not this holds. If it does, hopefully we can get a bounce up to maybe 22,000, closer to our 50-day moving average. So that's going to wrap us up for the bulk of this video, everyone. Again, I hope all of you did enjoy. If you did, make sure you stick around, smack that like button, smack that subscribe button. We have plenty of more videos just like this one coming out every single week, multiple times a week. So again, thank you all for watching, and I will see all of you in next week's video.